This is just I can't even speak, it's so good.
Freedom! So fresh, so new. Freedom! It's all for you. All for you. Freedom! Keep your ear to the ground. Talking about the freedom. It's the best show in town. Best show in town. Freedom!
Hello everyone, Spencer Watts, 15-day snack challenge. I gotta tell you, I'm having a lot of fun doing this and making these snacks for you. I'm at home and I hope everybody's loving this. Okay, let's do this one. This one's a little bit of a nutcracker. Pardon the pun, but there's a lot of nuts in it because I'm gonna make dukkha spice and hummus. You might be asking yourself right now, dude, what's dukkha spice? Well, dukkha spice is like an Egyptian, African, nutty spice blend, and it's really easy to make, and it adds great texture to a lot of things. Traditionally, they make it, and then they'll dip like soft bread in olive oil, and then into the dukkha spice for some texture and some flavor, and it's delicious. So it starts with some walnuts. You can use almonds if you want. You could use pine nuts and some cashews, and these have been toasted and ground. And if you want to know how to toast the perfect nut, this is my method for almonds, walnuts, pecans, cashews, 245 degrees for 45 minutes, and you'll get the most unbelievable toasted nut, and then you can grind them up. So make sure that you toast them first. It's going to give them a lot of extra flavor and a lot of bats to their ounce. So walnuts and cashews, and then toasted white sesame seeds. This is really important. And black sesame seeds. I like the black sesame seeds because of the color, and it's a softer crunch, believe it or not, and it looks really cool. So there's a couple of spices, because it's kind of got that African Egyptian feel. Cumin. You can't leave the cumin out, and I go pretty heavy on the cumin because it's delicious, warm, kind of earthy spice, and it's just gonna round it out. Like nuts and cumin together are pretty delicious, so don't be shy on the cumin. And then coriander is the seed from cilantro. And this toasted and ground it's like a bouquet, like an edible bouquet of flowers. It smells so pretty and so fragrant, and get a lot in there. You know what? I'm gonna put a little bit more cumin in there because it's all about the cumin. So you can use whatever herbs and spices that you want, but I like a good blast of cumin and coriander. And then you want to season it. So if you put a nice pinch of salt in there, it's gonna highlight the toasted nuts and the cumin. And this isn't really regular in a dukkha spice, but a little bit of sugar. I love the little hit of sweetness when you get the nuts and the sesame. It's just delicious, and that's all you need to do to make a nice dukkha spice. And again, usually they take like toasted bread, dip it in a nice olive oil, or even soft bread in olive oil, and then dip it in the dukkha spice. That stuff will blow your hair back. It's so delicious. Okay, so let's do the flatbread. You can use any flatbread that you want. This is just what I have from the store, but anytime I use flatbread, I like to doctor it up. And this is some red chili oil. It's just like oil heated up, and then dump chilies into it. It bubbles up, and then let it sit for a day, and you get the most beautiful kind of spicy oil out of it. And it's such a pretty color, and it's pretty spicy, but sometimes I dilute it with a little bit more oil. It's just gonna give it a pretty color. And then in the dukkha spice and the hummus, you get that little hit of chili, and it's just delicious. Because it's all about the dukkha spice. I'm gonna hit the bread with a little bit of the dukkha spice. It's just gonna add a little bit of texture, and then the dukkha spice is gonna go on the hummus. And then I always salt my flatbread, and then put it in the oven at 450. You wanna get it really nice and toasted. Okay, good luck. Remind me to check this so I don't burn it. Okay, hummus. This one's gonna be pretty simple, and I like the hummus when it's kind of rustic and chunky. But the chili oil and the bread and the dukkha spice are so flavorful. I'm gonna keep this pretty simple. So, I don't know, a cup and a bit of chickpeas. And then I put a little bit of yogurt in mine just to kind of like round it out, and it gives it a nice creaminess. And then this is kind of not in your regular hummus, but Parmesan cheese, like that little cheese hit with the tangy yogurt, I find is pretty delicious. And then you want a good shot of oil in it. You want to get some liquid in there. The oil again is going to be like the yogurt. It's going to make it really nice and creamy. And then to cut through that fat, to cut through the olive oil and the creaminess of the yogurt, you want some lemon. You can use lime if you want, but I find like lemon juice is pretty classic in a hummus. I've never used one of these before, but I heard they're pretty good. Oh, that's nice. You want a nice shot of lemon in it. Because the chili oil is nice and spicy, and you got the flatbread and the dukkha spice, I really like to go hard on the lemon juice to get that kind of like fragrant, acidic kick, and it really helps kind of mellow out the yogurt and the olive oil. Of course, I'm going to put some garlic in there just to take the ease off the food processor. I'm going to chop it up. And then you kind of want to like highlight the rest of the ingredients. So a nice big shot of salt and then a couple twists of pepper will do it. And I like this chunky because the flatbread has got a good texture to it and the dukkha spice is nice and crunchy. You want like a nice thick hummus. All right, that's pretty good. Put the top on, let it roll. It's good. If you find that your chickpeas aren't moving around, you can add some more liquid. Whether if you've got enough olive oil, enough lemon in it, you can add a little bit of water to get it moving around. So I always go like pretty heavy with the liquids to start. Yeah. You gotta give it a taste, right? Okay. Honestly, try this. Put the Parmesan cheese in it, the yogurt, lots of lemon, olive oil, salt, and garlic. It's so simple, and it's kind of nice and chunky and gives you that rustic feel, and it's delicious. Okay, check the bread. Oh, that smells delicious. Okay, cool. With the hummus, this is kind of fun because I like to make it look pretty and have a lot of peaks and valleys when you're dipping your bread into it. Get the hummus in there. Don't waste anything. And just kind of spread it around and be a little gnarly with it. You want like lots of peaks and valleys in there to hold on to some more flavor, friends. So chili oil again, I love it because it's got that spice and that hum. And there's a lot of hummus in there. So if you just put a little chili oil on the top, every now and then you're just gonna get like this warm feeling that runs through your lips and kind of leaves you nice and hot. Plus it looks so pretty. And it's really not all that spicy. It's really kind of warm and earthy, and there's a lot of salt in the chili oil when I make it, so it's like, it's very tasty, but has a nice hum to it. And then dukkha spice everywhere. It's all about the dukkha spice. So dukkha spice on the bread, and then even dukkha spice on the top of the hummus. So when you're digging into that, you get like the sweet pops of nuts and sesame, and all of that cumin and coriander really like transforms the hummus and gives it a new identity. It's really cool. We're close. Okay, and then just to finish the hummus, I just put in some fresh cilantro leaves. It's kind of nice when you're dipping it around and you get that nice pop of fragrant cilantro. It's pretty cool. And I take my time here. You want to make it look pretty. You want to make it, the hummus, kind of look like it's living, like a little garden. And it just adds another pop of texture. And you know, there's coriander that's in the dukkha spice, and this is the leaf from the coriander, so it all makes a lot of sense. That looks really pretty. Boom. That hummus looks so good. Lots of texture, lots of color, tons of flavor. And then the vessel, oh yeah, it's this crunchy flatbread. Sweet. And then, you know, you can just cut this up however you like. I like nice little gnarly pieces and squares, triangles. It doesn't really matter what you're doing, just cut it up. Yeah, that with a little bit of the hummus is going to be delicious. And it looks pretty cool too. Dude, it looks so good. Alright, I gotta try it. The hummus is nice. A little bit of the dukkha spice on it. You can get it on the soft bread. It's overwhelmingly delicious. The dukkha spice, I love the brown sugar in it. It adds a little bit of sweetness. There's heat from the chili oil. Lots of crunch from the nuts, but then you get the cumin and the coriander, and it's a match made in heaven. This is just I can't even speak, it's so good. It's delicious, and it's a great little snack. It's quick. You got this stuff in your pantry, you got some leftover flatbread. Make this, you're gonna love it. All right, take care.
So fresh, so new. Freedom! It's all for you. All for you. Freedom! Keep your ears to the ground.
Talking about the freedom.